This is the best day of winter I've had yet. Best day so far. I'm loaded up with mullet. I got it hanging off the seawall there. Can't really see it. And huge thunderstorms coming through. It should really peak around 11 a.m. It's 9:30 now. On standby. I just went out there. There's a little break in the rain. So I went out there just to check on my bait, make sure no sharks or anything are getting to it, because that's definitely happened before. So far so good. I got another hour and a half, 2 hours before it'd be even safe to go out there. Even then, I don't know if it'd be safe. But you gotta love some of these people that come out here. I see these joggers going up and down this road, man. They don't care. I mean, it's not freezing cold, but it's a little uncomfortable. And there is a storm, but you know, these people, they still come out here and just do what they have to do, what they want to do. They don't care. They're not afraid. Of all ages and sex. 40-year-old. See, there goes one right there. Don't give a shit. I like to see that.
And I didn't catch anything that day, guys. What this video is going to be about, it's going to be a multi-theme video. You know, the first part of the video is going to be about how to keep big baits alive in your kayak. And the second part of the video is going to be me making a trip into the Key West Harbor to see if the migrational tarpon are coming into town. And what I have running here is a 10-gallon Brute trash can. And why do I use a big trash can like that? Well, you can really bring a lot of bait with you in a trash can like that. I'm pushing, like, I pushed up to 8 to 9 mullets in this trash can. Now you can also use a 5-gallon bucket, but you're looking more like 4 to 6 mullets maybe. And I have done a 5-gallon bucket live well before, and it does work, but you're only going to get like 5 or 6. This trash can, it holds a lot of mullet, and it keeps them alive and frisky, as you're going to see here. And on the lid of that trash can, I got 3 aerators. And a lot of people don't like the idea of buying batteries all the time. Well, I use rechargeable batteries, and you know, you can make rechargeable batteries last years and years and years for you. You just need to invest in a quality charger. And what I'm running is an old school Ansman charger. It's not even a digital charger. You can see how frisky those things are, and that's already been in that trash can for like an hour and a half. And you can keep them alive up to 6 hours. Now, I haven't pushed it to the limit, but that's how long they've stayed alive for me so far. And you get a good quality charger that slowly decharges the charge that's left in your battery, and then slowly charges it back up, saves the cells in your batteries, and you can make rechargeable batteries last a long time. And that little mesh bag that I used there, that I actually constructed using, what do you call those dream catchers? You know, the little metal ring that you use to make dream catchers out of. I found that in an arts and crafts store. I got 2 of those, and about 12 inches for the top and the bottom of the bag. And the bag itself I got from West Marine. I just cut it on the side, and I wrapped it around those rings, top and bottom. And I just sewed it around those rings, sewed it and zip tied it. And the top part also has some pipe insulation wrapped around the top ring there so that it floats. And that's it with that. And I just take the mullet out of there, and I pour the the dirty water in out, and I refill it with nice clean water, and I put the mullet back in. And this is 4 miles from shore right here, and you can see how lively these mullets are using this system, and I'm pushing a lot of mullet. And very unusual I didn't catch anything, because this is my blacktip and spinner spot. This is the first time me going out there and not hooking up on one of these sharks out here. Don't know why. And what else? Oh, the milk crate. That milk crate is kind of a hard to find milk crate. It's a elongated one. I forget the dimensions. You know, and it can accommodate that big ass trash can. And it's not a regular milk crate. Let me just put it that way. You know, I bought that on the internet. And this is the second part of the video. This is not winter. This is spring. This was made recently, and I'm making my way to the Key West Harbor out there. And here in this scene, I'm racing a sailboat, and you can probably guess who won. You can't keep that pace for very long. It seemed like I was going, you know, kind of similar speed, but you can't keep that pace for very long, especially in these sit-on-top kayaks. I mean, these things are just basically mini barges, especially mine. Mine's like a mini barge, and there's a paddle boarder over there, and he went the entire length of Key West. Launched where I launched from, or about half the length, not the entire length, about half. So we're talking like 2 miles here, I guess. And there's a sailboat up there. Definitely got ahead. And that's naval infrastructure. And this was after a 2-week vacation. The day before, I went on a 10-hour road trip, and on a rental car. And on this day, I returned the car, went to the store because I was 2 weeks away, so I didn't have anything to eat. Went to the store, and then walked home after the returning the car, because I didn't want to get a taxi. And then loaded the car full of fishing gear, and then loaded the kayak in there. My wife is like, "How do you got energy to do this 10-hour trip before, the day before?" Like, where do you find the energy? And it's just, I don't know. To me, it's, I don't know. It's just fun. And I was doing a water change here in the bucket, and then I heard a familiar noise in the background. That you know, that noise that dolphins make. So I was, oh, cool, there's some dolphins out there. So I'm bringing up the anchor, and you know, I want to get up there and see the dolphins. And I use a heavy anchor when I go out in the harbor, man. And these people were out there chumming the dolphins. They're like throwing all their bait at the dolphins, like the dolphins want to eat that shit. And yeah, and this was just a pair of dolphins. This was not like a huge pod or anything. I do have a dolphin video on my channel. Just go on my channel, in the search engine in my channel, just click dolphins. And one time I was kayaking with a huge pod of dolphins just north of Key West, only a mile away. And there's like 20 dolphins out there. It's the biggest pod of dolphins I've ever seen. And unfortunately, I didn't have video of that. And that was just so awesome, man, to see so many dolphins just totally surrounding my boat. But, you know, if you want to see amazing shit, man, you have to get out there. And all these people come down Key West, you know, they keep talking about this and that, and wanting to see sea turtles, wanting to see the dolphins, wanting to see the wrecks, and, you know, all the little islands out there. Well, you're not going to do that if you don't get out there. And you got to do whatever it takes to get out there. And the harbor is kind of a busy place. There's lots of boats. You know, you got the sailboats, It's the best place to see the sunset in the Florida Keys. You know, forget all about the Mallory Square. Here in Fort Zachary Taylor is probably the best place to see the sunset. And got all kinds of tourist boats with live music. You know, it holds like 100 people, I guess. And those are the people that were chumming for those dolphins. They're pulling in now. And I was out here 2 hours after sundown, waiting for these tarpon to show up, see if any would show up. And you know, there's tarpon here in the Florida Keys all year round, all year. But I'm not talented enough to catch them in wintertime, but I have seen them out there. And you know, I'm lighting myself up here. On my wrist, I got a Guardian light. It's called a Guardian. It's a product made in Canada. And I got a beacon on the back that flashes, and also a Princeton Tech headlamp, very good headlamp. And that's one of those party boats with live music. I was glad to see them to go, you know, just to get some peace and quiet out there. And you know, I spent basically an hour and a half in darkness just waiting for these tarpon to show. And you know, even in the darkness, you know they're out there because you can hear them. You know, they make that sound, you know, busting the baits, all around your boat in the harbor. It's crazy. And they're not here yet, people. Not the migrational tarpon. They're not here, but they will be, and they will come in droves. And I'm hoping not to get spooled by any of those monsters out there, and there are some monsters. Last year I got spooled I don't know how many times. One time, one night, I actually got spooled 4 times on a bridge. 4 times. I mean, it's just killing me, man. These tarpons. So I'm hoping to get a big one this year. I hooked onto a lot of big ones, just haven't been able to bring one up to the boat. And you all have a good one.